Today's topic is mom guilt, the guilt we carry sometimes silently about everything from working too much to wanting a moment alone to maybe overdoing it with screen time, those type of guilt triggers. So we'll discuss all of that. But first, we have to do our usual millennial mom find of the week.
If I haven't mentioned it before, the Audacity, I'm not sure if I'm saying it correctly, the tinted sunscreen. I am obsessed. I've been using it for at least 6-8 months, and it doesn't break me out. It goes on so smooth. I don't have it on right now, but I just feel like it goes on really nice. And then the sponge, the beauty blender, there's a like natural one that's like not like hot pink or, you know,
Not that there's anything wrong with the hot pink one I use. Slight dig into that. Clearly you were looking through my makeup case when I was there.
No, I wasn't. All right. No judgment. I like things when they're natural colors. Whatever. Shh. I love you. No, I didn't know that you had a hot pink beauty sponge.
I think I got it from you.
Wait a minute. You told me you don't even like using the sponge. You like using
I don't. I have it, but I don't use it. I wash my hands and put it on with it.
Okay, fine.
For tinted moisturizer, and this is not my find of the week, but just in case anyone asks, which they don't, I like to use that avocado brand. It's SPF.
I don't know that brand.
It's so good. They sell it on Bear Haas's website. That girl, that magnesium girl.
Oh, the magnesium girl. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I tried out her magnesium scrub. We did a whole blog on magnesium. I got to add the magnesium scrub. My son loves it because it's like textury. It's fun.
Oh, especially with kids with like who want like more sensory input.
Totally.
Oh, it's nice to have a little bit of texture.
Yeah. So there's that. And then, okay, now I've named 17 products. But the product I was going to say.
Future podcast?
Should you just leave now? Should I just talk the whole time?
Okay. Anyways, you can see how our phone conversations go. Yeah.
Wait, or I have more product.
You have more products? Oh, I was going to say the Opal app that like shows me how long I'm on the phone for, and it's majority of the time it's you.
1,000%. Yeah, mine is all you. My husband says I talk to you way more than him.
Same with my husband.
Oh, the thing I really want you to try, though, which I've been telling you, is the True Botanicals body oil.
Oh, right. You were telling me about that.
It's like, yeah, it's really good, especially like in Colorado when it gets super dry. That's a good, I bet you would find it very helpful.
It's always dry here, but yeah. Okay. All right, I'll try it.
All right. So now we're getting into this mom guilt. Why do you think this generation struggles so much more with mom guilt compared to previous generations?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think we're overloaded with information. Whereas you think back 25 years ago, 50 years ago, let's go with 25 years ago, like our parents' generation, 50, more than that, whatever, you get the point. There was not as much information. You relied on like a grandparent or a sibling to find out things, or a friend. And you didn't feel like you have to compare yourself to everyone out there. You didn't have social media to show you like, oh, this is how you should be doing it, or these are the things that you're doing wrong. And I think that makes it so much harder. I think grandparents are not as involved as they used to be. So finding additional sources to help out becomes much harder. So
also, people are having kids older, so the grandparents are older.
True, and they can't even like physically help out.
Right.
There has been some studies showing that like grandparents aren't as involved in this generation. Kids, they're off like traveling, or they're still working even. And so that becomes much harder. But I honestly think it's like at least for me, the amount of information out there is just so much, and you don't know what's right or wrong, when in reality it should be like so individually tailored, but still you don't know how to tailor that. And then you're comparing yourself constantly.
Yeah. I mean, so much of the guilt does come from external pressures like social media.
Mm-hmm. And even like going to school and seeing how everybody is doing things. And like, it's the show, I feel like, of the drop off and the pickup.
It's really interesting because you gave a talk at two schools in the last couple weeks, one in LA and one in Colorado. And I think you can see how communities start to
Hold the
copy
same
each
values.
other,
Oh, I was going to say hold the same values, but yeah.
hold the same values, or try to emulate each other. Like, wow, this mom's doing this, so I'm going to do that. And how that can spiral.
It can. I think the biggest thing with parental guilt is that I have a lot of parents tell me like, oh, I feel so guilty. I feel so guilty, or whatever the reason being. I think we have to see guilt as a sign of love, not failure. I've worked with thousands of parents, and the parents that I was always concerned about are the ones who didn't care. And the ones who weren't guilty, not guilty, but feeling guilty, like those are the ones who just didn't care. And there were a lot of other problems. Obviously, I worked in communities that were really challenging, and families that were really struggling. But those are the ones I was concerned about. So when a mom or dad tell me, like, I'm just feeling guilty, that shows me that you love your child, right? I think guilt often arises because we care so deeply. Instead of resisting guilt, we should recognize it as like a signal of our longing to do right by our kids, right?
And don't you think, like, in a way, guilt can kind of be productive to help you realign what your priorities are?
I think when you looking at parenting, it's a path of like you're becoming, right, a parent, right? But you're on a parallel journey with your child. And I think we don't realize that. We think, oh, we should automatically know how to take care of a child and how to raise a child or children. But part of it is that your child's growth should evoke, or not should, but it does evoke your own growth, right? When you lose patience, when you doubt yourself, when you feel like you've just fallen short, I think you're being invited to have deeper exploration and room for self-knowledge and self-growth.
I love that. Is that a great opportunity to be able to talk to your kids about how maybe you made a mistake or
Oh,
you're feeling
100%.
guilty?
Own it. Own when you make a mistake with your kids. I tell my kids know every day when I make a mistake. I make a mistake every day with my kids, like whether or not I lost my cool, or I was running late, or I said the F word or the S word or whatever all my cuss words are. Um, and my kids hold me accountable, and that's good for me, because then it also makes me question things and reflect myself. I feel like with every mistake, it can be like soul compost, if that makes sense. Um, like you should transform any kind of pain that you had from your past into wisdom.
So true. If only it were that easy. Like,
Only that it takes a lot of work. I'm not hiding. I am fully in therapy. Everybody's childhood is different. Mine was very tough, and I've shared on the About Me, Why Me podcast that we did with each other. Well, we do all of them together.
so that one we did together?
Gosh. How like I uh, attempted to take my own life, that I had severe depression, I had an eating disorder. Things were tough, and I had to figure out and reflect about that, about my past, and how to not emulate those things in my children. And I definitely have one of those out of my four kids. One of my kids I struggled with because they reminded me so much of myself. And I had to really dig deep to figure out what was going on. Why were they triggering me? Why was it that I was so frustrated? And so when I took the time to figure that out and to talk about it, whether it's with your friends or in therapy or journaling, it helps you grow. And I think that helps with the guilt.
The last thing I have here is just like some of the sources of mom guilt, like whether it be working so much or screen time or not being present enough or patient enough or meals not being quote unquote perfect enough. I don't know. I'm just listing some of the ones I might have basically. But in case anyone else is feeling any of those, even myself, if I'm editing a video for Dr. Organic Mommy and I'm like, I don't do this. And then I know from learning from you, like we can all go backwards. So can you talk about that? Because that has helped me with all of those things. I have guilt.
Something I learned in Waldorf education, like Rudolf Steiner was like the founder of that. He said, what is it? I hope I don't butcher this. Self-education is the foundation of all education.
Wow.
And so I think we don't give ourselves enough grace to take the time to learn. And it's not that it's going to, obviously, yes, it does take time, but when we do that, we grow so much, and we're not giving ourselves enough grace to have the room to grow. We're not supposed to know it all. Someone come to me and like say like, oh, I'm struggling with my 12-year-old. I can obviously give some guidance, but I will personally say I've never parented a 12-year-old because I haven't. I've parented an 11-year-old boy. I've never parented an 11-year-old girl, but I've parented a 9-year-old girl. I will never say like I'm a full expert on all of that, because you can't unless you've truly been there and done it, and experienced that. And so anyways, I just think giving ourselves enough grace is so much more important than we realize.
And repair too. Patient enough in the moment. I've now stayed with you a handful of times. And I can truly say, like,
stay with me a handful of times. We've traveled also so many times together.
no, but with your kids around, like in your home.
Fair point.
And
Okay.
I could say that repair is like something that you do too. Like you lose your patience and then you are very good about repairing it.
100%. And it's important for your kids to see that you make mistakes, that you're not 100% perfect, number one. And number two, that you own it.
Mm.
You own your mistake, because you want to see and show your kid and model for it that when you own your mistake, it's not like the end all be all. You messed up, you own it, you move on.
So true. I love that.
One more thing. I find that parental guilt often stems from overwhelm and disconnection, right? I always say rhythm restores the peace. So when you create kind of those simple daily anchors, whether it's like mealtime rituals or bedtime verses or songs and shared walks, those kind of offer a steadiness and a sense of predictability and safety that not only soothes the child, but it really does soothe the adult. When I have the time, and honestly, sometimes I don't, I will still take like a walk after dinner or beforehand. And I find that that just grounds us and it slows us down a little bit more, to the point where I'm not so overwhelmed. So then I'm not feeling as guilty, if that makes sense.
Oh, the dream is to take a walk after dinner every night. I wish.
It's hard, especially with
it's impossible.
activities and like
And we
getting
live
home
in
to make
sunshine.
dinner.
Yeah, it's too hard. But I wish.
But like even like maybe like on the weekend, like on a Friday or Saturday, take a walk and then come home and play a board game or have a family movie night when you can push bedtime a little bit later. I think those things are important. And when you try to slow down a little bit and know that like sometimes maybe it's one day where you have to skip a practice, or like you have 3 birthdays in a weekend, pick one. I'm not trying to say that to highlight something to you, Emily.
Yeah, you see, that makes me uncomfortable.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, it makes me very uncomfortable.
I will remind you that when you first started, I think your son was like 5 or something. He thought that he wasn't invited to any birthday parties because you didn't take him to any. And then you were like, oh, shoot.
Okay. So yes, I made the mistake of not realizing you should.
Sorry, I'm just here to point out all your mistakes.
Go for it. It's all good. Highlight them all. It's important to let your child know they were invited to a birthday party, but that you might have alternative plans or whatever, something else is going on. So yes, learn from my mistakes, that tell your child they were invited. I'm not the best at that. I'm not the most organized. Yeah.
We all still love you.
Wait, can I say one more? Replay the day quietly. I think that's really important. And without judgments, recall some moments of whether there's tension or moments of light.
Dinner time, you mean?
No, just on yourself, like before you go to bed, after the kids are down, like even if it's like journaling, review the day in reverse And I feel like sometimes that will help release the guilt. Because if you look at the things that you accomplish, like, oh, I got my kids to school on time. That's a great accomplishment in my book.
Yeah, I
You know,
love
or
putting down I write a gratitude list almost every night,
I know
and,
you're great at that. I
um, kudos to me, gold star,
oh, sorry.
but I will say
Okay.
but I will say, yeah, it's a version of what you're saying, like, it's really easy to be down on stuff, especially right now, and a lot of people are struggling, and it's really easy to get really down and really hard on yourself as a result of that. And as someone who has also struggled with depression, I find that writing a gratitude list is like a simple way to bring all the joy of the day. And there always is some, whether it just be like the sun is shining, or I got a hug in the morning from my son, or he slept past 6:15, or something great that's like a small mom win.
Or my
Um,
3-year-old did wake me up at 2:45 in the morning.
Amen.
That's
Like
really good.
those things, put that on your gratitude list, because
Yes.
like the
I think
little
it
things
helps.
add up.
It cultivates peace before you go to sleep. And I think that's important. I mean, look, I'm not perfect at it. Like I had to learn how to compartmentalize when I was doing therapy because it was tough. So I had to learn how to block that out and say, new day, going to go to sleep. That lives in a different section of my brain. I'll try again, whatever, or something else is going on. And I think that's important to try and do. And I'm not
Or
great.
you always told me to remind you, turn the anger into humor.
Turn the anger into humor. That's also another one. I always love to have you remind me of that when I get really frustrated
And
uh,
angry.
and angry, which I do. I get angry. People don't think I do because I'm very patient, but I can get very angry.
Who
Usually, when
says you're very patient? I'm just kidding.
it's when I'm hangry.
No, you are very
You know,
patient.
when I forget to eat throughout the day, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't eaten, which Emily is used to. When I
Actually,
forget.
to bring this podcast full circle, so Natasha's been trying out the Opal app, or she tried it for one night. She called me last night and she's like, I love Pinterest. I'm like, no, the point of locking yourself out of Instagram and Facebook is not to go on Pinterest. So to make this a full circle podcast, I'm going to end this with recommending that maybe you make a gratitude list instead of going on Pinterest tonight.
Well, I considered that work. I needed to do some things, but sure. Yes. I mean, I did shut it off, and the days, well, now it's just one night, but where I didn't look at my phone, I had an hour, what did I say? An hour and 45 minutes of deep sleep. And the only other time I get great deep sleep is making sure like I don't look on my phone, so I know I'm like hanging out with my husband or reading a book. Those are the days I get great deep sleep. The only time I get messed up is when I'm looking at my phone at night, or I forget I leave my Bluetooth on. I swear that impacts me and my
It
husband.
does. I totally feel that too.
He thinks I'm a little nuts on that, but I feel like it totally impacts me.
I'm with you. And I keep forgetting to turn my Aura Ring Bluetooth off. So good reminder. All right. We're here for each other. Love you.
Love you. This podcast does not constitute medical advice or recommendation. Please consult your doctor.